We are inspired by you. Thank you for joining our community. Please give us a 5-star rating, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, support Creative Mamas Unplugged on Patreon to get your name in the credits, receive extra content, and earn some fun prizes. With this, we can keep creating, uplifting, and growing this incredible community together. We love you so much. Applause.
Be happy, happy, happy.
Be happy, be happy, mommy.
Gonna keep your chill.
Enjoy this time.
Smile,
Smile, smile, my darling. Count your blessings.
Welcome to Creative Mamas Unplugged. We are your hosts. I'm Cherice Barton.
And I'm Shelly Hutchinson. Creative Mamas Unplugged is a podcast where we navigate the hell out of being a creative mom with humor and heart.
We will have honest conversations,
Hear wise words from fellow badass mamas.
and share hilarious stories around motherhood for some much-needed comic relief. Listen, motherhood is the most creative, most difficult job in the world. You are not alone, and you deserve to be happy.
Welcome back to Creative Mamas Unplugged. Today is a special one. We are back with part 2 with our very first dad guest, Arthur Gourounlian. Arthur is a true force, a celebrated creative director, professional dancer, choreographer, author, podcast host, and entrepreneur with his own fashion line. You've seen his magic on stage with icons like Beyonce, Rihanna, and Kylie Minogue. Now he is bringing his energy to parenting 2 beautiful little girls with his husband, Brian. His story is as moving as it is inspiring. Arthur's memoir, Modern Family, Births, Marriages, Deaths, and Everything in Between, became a national bestseller. He's also one of the beloved judges on Dancing with the Stars, Ireland. In this episode, Arthur opens up about chasing dreams at any age, staying grounded in gratitude, breaking generational patterns or embracing the ones that serve us, and why happiness, authenticity, and family come first. He truly wears his heart on his sleeve and radiates positivity and purpose in everything he says and does. This episode's full of warmth, wisdom, and wild inspiration. He is full of ideas, and we welcome back the brilliant, big-hearted, and endlessly creative Arthur Gourounlian.
We talk about this a lot. It's true. It's like, Shelly works a lot, but her time with her children is really her quality time. It's the same with
Oh my God.
It's like, when I'm with my children, I'm super present with them, but I
Yes.
also enjoy being on my own. And I would be so unhappy if I wasn't working and creating.
Thank you, because I still love creating. That's how we had the book, because we had everything. We put our heart into the book, our story, and so people to relate to it, because you can do everything if you put your mind to it. Of course, again, we are different people. I'm like a Duracell. I'm like, wake up in the morning, hello, sunshine, let's go. We can do what we're doing today. You can give up. There are other people who can do the shows, because if you don't want to do it, I'm sorry, there's other people who will do it. Cherice, you have a choreography to do for Madonna. Oh, but I'm tired. Okay, doesn't matter. There's another. Shelly's going to do choreography. Do you know what I mean? It's you. Nobody's forcing you to do anything in life. Nobody. Well, sometimes you get forced to do something because you have to. Again, speaking from experience, my dad had to clean the toilet. He was a refugee to make a couple of francs Belgium. He had to. He was forced to do it to save our lives. But right now, that's what I'm saying. Nobody's forced me to do it. So I've seen people get forced to work and do things, but nobody's forced me to do it. So I'm doing willingly. And when I'm with my kids, it's the best time ever. It's like we're in a bubble. It's like we're in a mirage, loving every single minute of it. And they are so happy. They're so little rascal. They're so energetic. And they're so funny. They know, they grow up with us. They know that Papa and Dada need to go to work. They're like, à tout à l'heure. Bisous. Bye. There's no, do you know what I mean? And we've been lucky that we have that privilege that they can stay at home. When I'm home, when we're both working, we have someone looking after them. So we always work around it. But like you said, but also you have to be happy, do whatever. Like I have so many parents message me saying, my God, I'm so happy to go back to work. I missed it. I was like, good for you. Well done you. Because they actually missed the, meeting people and do the jobs they want to do in creative or like a 9-to-5 jobs, having that coffee in the little canteen. They said, we love that momentum, but nobody should be feeling sorry. Like, okay, that's the words. Don't Don't put too much pressure on yourself and do what's best for you. Don't listen to anybody. Actually, don't even listen to me, guys. Literally, do what's best for you because I don't know what's happening in your household.
That's really great advice, especially being a public figure like you are, being able to publicly live the way that you are living unapologetically and influencing in that way, and also being an influencer, but in such a positive way. You are courageous to stand out there and continue to live your life in such a beautiful way that is helping others say, I'm seeing this in a different way. And it takes a lot of courage to do that because apparently some people cannot behave. Even the way you talk about your creativity and how important it is to you, that's the whole nature of our show, really, is like, how do you parent and be creative?
We are all creative people, and that's actually, my mojo never left my body when I was creative. But now having kids, I'm even more inspired. I am even more.
I was
You
going
have
to
no
ask
idea.
you that, yeah.
Oh my God, Shelly, my head is like, it's so funny, like a quick one. I remember in lockdown, 2020, I basically nearly died because I had a blood clot in my leg without even knowing. I went to hospital, they said it's nothing. And then I went back 2 weeks later, my cup was so swollen, the blood was nearly in my heart, in my lungs, and thank God they saved me. So I had the tablet for 6 months. So I'm here, and that put the life again into perspective. I feel like I've got like 9 lives like a cat because I nearly died so many different times. I swear to God. And I spoke about this in the book. And I remember I sat and I said to Brian, again, it's me. I said, I'm going to open a fashion company. And Brian was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I love fashion. All my life, I've been creative director, choreographer for fashion brands. I'm sick and tired making them money. I can do my own fashion. I love fashion. Let's go for it. He's like, you're mad. You're bonkers. I was like, no, I am. So we sat and I was like, I love socks. Everybody loves socks. You can wear all black and wear the socks. It's your personality. I created a company called the AG Official. He didn't want to do it. Well, he was doing it. It's our company. But I was like, I'm going to call the AG because you don't believe me? I'm going to make it on my own, the AG Official, even though it's our company. So we released our socks for the first time in 2023, sold out. We released it fleeces this year, sold out. And the year before I did sweaters, sold out. Now my dream come true. I have my perfumes launching 29th of May. Fingers crossed that, and I dreamed about it. I'm a perfume freak. Smell is very important to me. So again, we did it. We have a beautiful new fleeces coming, and people are like so engrossed into these fleeces. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? You're buying my fleece? Why? But it's so amazing. And now the kids are inspiring me. So we have kids clothes coming. So who would have thought 2020, when I sat in that little kitchen in his mom and dad's house, this is what I'm saying. Who's going to stop me? No one.
I mean, you're so freaking amazing. The way you're talking about it, you're so excited and you're just oozing with ideas and creativity and
Never stop.
It's great. And you're 45 or you're about to be 45.
I'm about to be 45, yes.
Do you think that because I think, and I've heard this, that 40s are like the 20s. My 40s were unbelievable. I'm 50 something, right? I'm 53. My 40s were unreal.
Yes.
I've never felt so creative. But I also had 2 kids at 40. Cherice, same thing. We had kids in our 40s, same as you. Do you feel like your 40s have just been so good because you're a parent now, you have the kids, and now you have all these great ideas. Your 40s sound like they're treating you very well. Do you think there's something to this whole era of being in your 40s, having kids, and having this abundance of creativity and idea?
I totally agree with this because I remember when I moved here, there was France. Can you hear me? Yeah. Sorry. I remember, yeah, there was an article when in France, ladies will freeze their eggs and have babies from 40. Because apparently from 40, you're more established, you know where you're going. Pretty much, let's say 80% people from 40 years old, you kind of know who you are, what you want, who your friends are, and what direction you want to go into your life. Because, from 0 till 10, yes. 10 to 20 is oh my God, you're finding yourself, girlfriend, boyfriend, this, that. 20 to 30, it's where I had my best life, literally, literally enjoy the tours and everything. 30 to 40, it was kind of finding, but a new era, new wave. That's how I explain my life. It's a new wave. And I never thought that 40 will be completely a bonkers era with a family. I feel like, oh my God, I'm going to be like certain age when they're going to start, dating. Or I was like, me and bro, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be 60. So we always joke about it. It was like, who cares? I'm still going to look 21. I'm still going to be fresh. I'm going to have more energy than, I swear, I have more energy than 20 years old I meet in my life. I'm like, what? You're 20? And no shame to anybody, no shade to anybody. It's how you feel your life. I'm always energetic. I love life. And I always said, age is the number. It's just a number. Let's be honest with it. But at the same time, you're right. Because when I was dancing, when I was 20s, I had some friends who had babies. And I would have say, oh my God, I always knew I wanted kids. Always knew. Even when I came out gay, my mother didn't speak to me for a year. And the first thing she said to me, how you going to have kids? That's the first thing she said. I will never forget. How you going to say, don't worry about that. Let's deal with my gayness and then we'll talk about kids. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm 20 years old, so I'm sure we have time. But what I'm trying to say is true. To answer your question, like even this morning, I was driving Brian to 98 FM, the radio show, and we said, oh my God, we are at that age. We are old, but we don't feel old. Because 45, 47, it's not. My dad, again, may rest in peace, he was 45 when he died. In my head, I was like 16. I was like, you're so old. He was my age. I mean, could you imagine me like being an old man? No, it's just people need to stop thinking age. They say some successful people starting at 40, you know that. Lots of, when I read a couple of things, I mean, again, I'm not reading the news, but when I read things, lots of big businessmen or businesswomen, they start at 40s because, again, they're secure, they know who they are, and nobody gonna fuck with them, basically. And also, at the same time, you know what journey you want to and what friends you want to have around. Like the friends I have now, pretty much will be my friends forever. And please, whoever's listening to this, there's no age to start a business. Trust me. I turned 40, I tried my business, and now it's doing well. So touch wood. There's no age. There's no age. People want to start. So many people message me saying, I want to start my business, this and that. I was like, who's stopping you? And they're like, no one. But for kids, yes. From a little advice, enjoy life a little bit, and then when you're certain, go for it. There's never a right time. There's never a right time. Never. Just go out there. If you want to open a bakery, open a bakery. Who's stopping you? Get an investor, silent investor. Bam, you have a bakery. Pay them the 10%. So many people do that, and then they're becoming successful. And they're like, thank God I took the chance. One of my exes, I'm probably going to be listening to it, but it's okay. He's a big PR. And I remember, this is before I would go back with Brian, and he was a good PR. And he always tell me, thanks to you, I did this. Like I said, I always push. He was good PR in UK, and he keeps saying, oh, I'm working with this company. I'm making them so much money. I'm good. But I'm scared to open my own practice, PR agency. I was like, what's stopping you? Yeah, but how am I going to pay rent? Work in a coffee shop, do the restaurant things. There's always something. Guys, the world is big. There's so much job out there. When people say there's nothing to do, I don't believe in this, Shelly. Cher, I don't believe it. There's so much to do. You can make money left, right, center if you want to do it. Long story short, he took the guts. He left the company, opened his agency. He was a little bit scared. He is so successful now. He's got agencies working with Dubai, New York, London. And he always say, oh my God, thank you for pushing me. I said, because also, guys, okay, I'm not also stupid. I'm not going to push someone who I know they're not good at that. If you tell me you want to be, I don't know, start spinning on your head at 150 years old, it might not happen. It's not realistic. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just hypothetically talking. I always push if I see a talented person, they can do something, I'm always pushing them. And I'm encouraging them to do things. Forget about me. I'm always happy for my friends' success, for my family's success. I never be like, I'm just going with the flow, but I'm always happy to push people to do what they want to do. It's very, very important. And there's so many stories I can tell you. We can chat for hours because, again, I was pushing. One of my friends, she was auditioning for Chicago in UK about 7 times, French girl. And she never got the job. She went to the end, back in 2002, 2003, to the end, but they never took her. And I said, listen, I love you very much, but maybe you're not good enough. Maybe they're just feeling sorry now for yourself. 7 times. That means what? Every 2 years? Look how long you've been auditioning. Let's be realistic here. She slapped me. Slapped me because she couldn't accept the truth. Slapped me. Moved to Paris. Never stopped working. Traveling the world, the biggest shows. Because you have to be, realistic sometimes. I know what I can do. I, of course, also say fake it till you make it but you have to deliver. I can't fake it till I make it, but I have to deliver. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trained dancer, but I faked it. But when they asked me to deliver something, I delivered. So what I'm trying to say, age is nothing. Start wherever you decide to do. And at the same time, if people are having kids at 50, I've seen people having kids, their kids are so happy. The village that Brian is from, there are people who are older parents, and you see the kids, they're like, oh yeah, my dad is 70, which is true, and they're only like 13. But they're the happiest kids. Again, love. So having kids at that age, yes, sometimes you're like, oh my God, my back is killing me. But I'm happy we have 2 kids, let's go. Nothing will stop me now. So, and now I started like a little, I love my food. I'm a foodie. I'm obsessed with food. But the past 6 days, I started kind of new regime to get health back in my body because, I love my food. And I was like, for lately, I wasn't doing much. And I said, you know what, Arthur, it's time to be healthy, just a little bit lighter on my legs. And I lost 1 kilo in 3 days. Now I'm working as a 28-day challenge and I feel so good. But the energy, I always had energy. I'm not worried about the energy, but it's just for my health now. Also, look after your health. It's very important. My mom always said, be happy and stay healthy. Because when you're not happy, how are you going to make everybody else happy? When you're not healthy, your life is over. You have to look after yourself. It's very important. I'm going to eat, but in moderation. You can always manage things.
Everything in moderation. Everything
in moderation. I'm learning. Sure, I'm learning.
I might need you as my personal motivator, Arthur, because I do struggle sometimes with, as a single mom, trying to do it all. And there's sometimes I feel like I'm disappointing people because I'm like, I can't do it because I've got to be there for my kids. I've got to go pick up my kids and I can't get there.
Sure, please do me a favor. Don't ever think that you're disappointing anybody because those people who want you to do something, if they don't understand, then they're not meant to be in your life. I swear to God. Because those people need to understand you're a single mother with 2 kids. Your kids will always be the priority. Doesn't matter, like I said, we work so much, me and Brian. But let me tell you something. If something happened and I get a phone call, I don't care what TV show or I don't care what job I'm doing. I'm dropping everything. Fire me now. I don't care. My kids, our kids will be priority. So please do me a favor. Don't ever listen or don't even think about you letting them down. Oh my God, I just want to hug you. Please don't ever think you're not letting anybody down. I've seen your daughters. They're absolutely stunning and loves your family because you're doing something right. Cher, you're doing something right. So you disappointing X, Y, Z. Who cares about them? They're the people who should not be in your life. And if they don't understand, shame on them. First and foremost, you are a parent. That's what we all do. Do you know what? Because I think also from where I'm coming from, people said you could have been mental, you could have actually lost it, but I wanted to be happy and nothing will stop me. And Cher, you have to do this for yourself. Stop worrying about others. Your kids and you are number one priority. Once they're safe, then do your choreography, your creative, your food, or mommy hugs, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You have to. Please don't ever worry about others. This is the thing. People worry too much about others.
Yeah.
You have 3 people to worry, you and your 2 daughters.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was just saying that to Shelly and Jessica, our producer, yesterday. I was like, I still, even though I've made such huge strides over the past 3 years, like really, because during the pandemic, Arthur, it was hard for me. I was home full time with the kids and it was just, and I wasn't creating and I was becoming so disconnected from myself, So the past few years, I've really worked on my creativity, my mental health, my spirit, and I feel like transformed. I feel younger than ever. I feel happier than ever. I'm more creative than ever. So I'm in a good place now. But one thing that I still struggle with is boundaries. It's always going to be a hard one for me. I was always my whole life a people pleaser. I've worked very hard on my perfectionism, on my people pleasing, on all of that and having my boundaries. However, I still struggle with it. Like the past few days, there's been a few things where I feel, like I said, I'm disappointing people when I have to say no.
May I ask you, why do you think you're disappointing them?
And maybe it's in my head. Maybe it's just I
think that could be in your head because those people, I'm sure, in a heartbeat, they won't be thinking disappointing you. They will carry on and get someone else or whatever. You should not worry about them because I always said you should worry about you because everybody will look after themselves. everybody. At the end of the day, we're all a little bit selfish. So that selfish need to come out. And that's why, like when I was saying, I live my life unapologetically because I know what I want. And I'm a people pleaser. I am literally, I will do anything for everybody. If you call me middle of the night, I need help, I'll be there. 100%. Like that's no brainer. But at the same time, I know what I want and I know what I need. If people actually not agreeing what I need, then thank you so much, goodbye. And you should not, the people pleaser, lots of people do that and then they regret it. We need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
You be nice, which you are. You are an incredible woman. I know that.
Life is good. I'm going to New York for the month of June to choreograph, and I'm bringing my girls with me for 2 weeks. So then the other 2 weeks they'll be with their dad, but they're going to come to New York with me, and we're going to be in New York together, and we're going to go see shows, and we're going to
see how amazing is that? You still work and you still share time with family. That's why it's a happy balance between everybody, but between all the families, it's a happy balance. You know, you see families when dad or mom or whoever, mom or dad working hours and they never see their kids. But again, I can't judge people, to be honest with you guys. Every household got their own problems. Every household got their own agenda or their own lives. I always said to Brian, we are together in this, so we are supporting each other. We will help other friends and family, but we are in this together. We have to do it together. Unfortunately, right now, hopefully one day you're going to be with someone who you can lean on. But you have your friends, your beautiful friends who you can lean on. Do you know what I mean? Friends are there to help. Sometimes friends are even more than family. Like I don't have many families, so my friends are my family. Do you know what I mean? So you have to always, and also people are always scared to ask for help. Like I don't know how you are. You have to. People are saying, oh, but I'm so shy to ask for help, especially in Ireland. They're so nice, polite. If you ask someone, are you okay? I'm fine. Nothing is fine. So I think people need to start asking for help.
Does that ever end? That we need to carry the load and do things on our own is till we break and then we have to ask for help.
Oh my God, I love this. Do you know what is so true? I think it's also our generation, right? Let me tell you something, true story. I think we were raised to like, nothing, there's no problem. Leave your problem at home, move over, everything is fine. Thank you so much. But inside you're like, but I don't want to be here. I don't feel good, all that stuff. But I feel like the new generation, they're more brazen. If they don't want to come to work, I have a headache, I feel sick, I'm not coming. I feel like the new generation have changed completely. Our generation, we are people pleasers. We're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, but the new generation, I saw that in the dancers. They're like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm like, oh my God, I would have died to say to a choreographer back in 2000, I'm not doing this. I'm like, get out. It's changed. It's the society, it's the social media. Everything is changing. So we are two different planets now. I know young people who are on TV now, they're not working Saturday and Sundays. Don't call me, don't text me. I was like, what? Even Brian was like, because Brian's old school. I was like, I could never do anything, say, sorry, Saturday and Sundays, I'm not working. I'm a freelancer all my life. Saturday and Sunday, that's where I get inspired, or I have to email or choreograph and then to start kicking off on Monday. But the new people, like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. No.
Yeah.
See, it's a new generation. You know, I'm happy for them. Well done. But that's, again, it's how we were raised, probably.
Yeah. And the great responsibility now for us is to realize that now we have these tiny humans that are going to be in that generation that we have to raise to like, not say you wanted me to jump how high all the time, or, you know, work on the boundaries, work on the saying no, or finding the balance and all that stuff. It's like we're trying to do it for ourselves. The greater role is like, oh, now we have to like walk the walk and show these little people how to do it.
But then I have a question for you, Shelly. Which version are you going? Our version or the new version?
I know. I was going to,
So which version are you choosing? What path are you going for? Because there's a few many paths now. So that's the scary thing for our kids who are a little bit younger. What path we're educating? Because obviously, I want the girls to be very independent. I'm like, be the girl power, change the world. But I want them to be so strong because also, let's be honest, our kids don't look like blue eyes here in Ireland. They look different to other kids. Blake's starting preschool. So when she's got to preschool, she looks like Latina. So you'd be like, wait a minute, you look completely different to the kids who are in the school. Plus you have two dads. My God bless her. She already starting in a different way. Do you know what I mean? But Blake can handle herself because since day one, I want them to stand for themselves. Nobody will come for them. Well, hopefully no one. Do you know what I mean? Again, I can't sit here and talking to you and then something will happen. I can't predict. Life is very unpredictable. But I want to Blake and Blue realize that they're loved, we're there, and I'll do anything for them, anything. They have to be kind. They have to be polite. Like my mom always says, say thank you, merci, and goodbye. Those 3 words, always very important. I want them to know, not spoiled, and that we're all equal. Nobody's better than you. Money or no money, we're all equal. We're all humans. So good luck with the path you're choosing, Shelly.
No, I was just thinking, like, yeah, do it. Because it's, good luck with that, right? Is it like maybe we find the balance in between the generations?
True. I love that.
The balance in between. Maybe we find a good version that is the best of both. Is that the hope?
I absolutely, and you know what, you're right, because also they're going to grow up with technology. It's everywhere. I mean, I know I feel guilty, but I don't at the same time. Blake and Blue love the phones. I'm not going to lie, but they're not all the time on it. But also we live in society, again, I'm going to be very, not hypocritical. I'm going to be honest here. When you see the videos, don't give your kids the phone. Don't give your kids the phone. Half of the kids I know, their IQ is so crazy insane because they've been on the screens or they've been on the phone not too long. So I can't sit and listen to a philosopher saying, don't give your kids because he's going to do this. Kind of, again, BS. Now, of course, Blake is not on the phone 24/7. No, oh my gosh, she's in the garden all the time. But when we're in a restaurant, like this morning, I was having lunch before my meeting. She was on the phone, loving Coco Melon, loving Gabby with whatever her name is. Do you know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with that. When we're on the plane, phone was my godsend. Thank you so much. So again, stop telling parents what to do. Guide them in the right direction. Like you said, Shelly, happy medium. But don't say, don't give, don't give, don't give. It's not right. Like, I don't believe in that. That's what I'm trying to say, basically.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it causes a lot of confusion when there's this like don't and do. And again, to how we were talking about earlier, there's like no right or wrong way for every single kid. That's crazy.
Thank you. I know my nephew hates phones. He's so clever. He's like, be another engineer, create another Facebook or something. He's so clever in France. But again, he will play a little bit PlayStation and that's it. But then Blake learned so much French through TV, watching the cartoons. It's incredible. She knows all the songs. She knows all the dancing. She's doing dancing. I'm like, how did you? Oh, it's Coco Melon. Jump, jump, do that. It's insane how they can, also like she never watched this, but I'm sure Miss Rachel. I never understood Miss Rachel. In the beginning, she didn't want to at all. And then now she watches, she knows the colors in French with me, but then now watching Miss Rachel, she learned everything in English. But now she's only going to watch maybe 20 minutes? That's it. So that's my approach. But I'm going to take that approach from you halfway. Which part? Halfway. Half and half. No, but it's so true. As a parent, listen, I just don't like, especially when other parents criticize. And the worst is when you don't have kids and you start criticizing. And that's...
Oh my God. I was like, never in my life will I co-sleep. Fuck that. No way. And let me tell you how we slept in our house. I will still often sleep. Now I co-sleep with the dogs, but whatevs. Like,
but is that true?
So true? It's so true. And I mean, yeah, like people, when you don't have children, I would never be like that, and then there you are. Just
so like, I remember when I was, single and free, I was like, oh my God, the kids are crying. I was like, yeah, but maybe they're not comfortable in a plane, or I never judge parents, but I was like, I wonder how I'll be. Me and Brian said, that's one thing we said. Never Blake and Blue will have doddies. Like a pacifier, how you say?
pacifier.
God help us all. Every evening, there's a pacifier. If there's no pacifier, Blake and Blue won't. Blue doesn't like it. But again, we were the ones saying, my kids will never have a pacifier to our friends. They're like, oh, how's the pacifier? How's the doddy going? I was like, shut up. But again, you just adopt, because if that's what the kids want, and she's good, she's so, and then they spit it out in the evening, that's it. Once they're actually falling asleep. But it's true, again, I'm guilty of that, because I was like, no, I don't want that. And Brian was like, no phones on the table when we have kids. I was like, we'll see. Now he's like, here we go, have it in a restaurant. But don't give the phone until our food comes, because when our food comes, here we go, the phone. So you see, again, it's okay. Whatever you do, you're doing right. Be a parent. Just go with the flow, I say. And it works. It works.
Yeah.
As a parent, that's the only advice. Just go with the flow and then see what your kids need. And then they will tell you, like, I don't really scream on them. Sometimes I will raise my voice a little bit on Blake. Pourquoi t'as fait ça? But she knows when I go in French, she knows like she's done something bad. Like, pourquoi t'as fait ça? But the tone change. But if I say that in English, she's like, well, what are you looking at? But if I say in French, it's so different. She knows it's not that. But I don't like screaming because I don't want her to be scared. She's so loving. She's so caring. She's so gentle. Because if I start screaming, she'll go cuckoo. I don't want to do that. But again, I'm not judging any parenting. Again, that's my parenting, you know?
Yeah. Well, just wing it.
Wing it. Exactly. And do you know what? So far, we're all doing great jobs. Lots of people now, guys, oh my God, they're saying, you just wait when they're adolescent. I'm like, don't. Because my nieces are, now 13, hitting 14. I was like, oh my God, you see the difference? When I moved here in Ireland back in 2020, the kids were younger. So we're doing TikTok. They were like little girls, doing girl band, their band. Now I was like, okay, you're like a teenager. Like, yeah, we're going out. I was like, where are you going? Oh, we're hanging out with boys there. And I was like, that's going to happen to me. Hey, God, you forget, you go through stages. Every kid go through stages. When Blake was opening all the drawers, throwing everything out when she was little, now it's Blue's turn. So you're going through stages. So that's why as a parent, you can't panic, guys. You can't, because those stages come and go. Guide them in the right direction. I remember when I did my first tattoo, it was 2003. I said to my mom, I'm doing a tattoo. It's the Armenian letters. And my mom literally had a heart attack. But I said, Mom, it's just a little tattoo. It's fine. She said, okay, but are they clean? Like the parlor, like she was asking all the right questions. But as a mother, she was trying to be supportive, even though she didn't want me to do it. But she always been so honest with me and my sister, always. Try to, even the sex talks, all that, she always been so amazing because she didn't want us to be scared. And that's why I think me and my sister in some ways are so open and free and know what we want, because thanks to my mom. But if I think my dad was around, I wouldn't be the same person as I am now, guys. Gone. It's weird how life turned up. That's why I always say life is very unpredictable. My dad would never show emotion. And if he's still here, probably I would have never come out as gay. I'll be shitting myself until I left home when I was 20 or whatever. But, even though she wasn't accepting at the same time when I came out, we didn't speak for a year, but then she came conclusion like, wait a minute, you're my son. It's how with society in Armenia was brainwashing us, saying that being gay is. So again, as a parent, you just go with the flow. And then when I meet so many new kids, like, they don't even have to come out. And that's why I hate the words coming out. Why are we coming out? 2025, nobody should be coming out. People should love whoever they want to love. And I've got parents saying, Arthur, thank you so much. Message me saying, thank you so much. My son came out to me because we're watching Dancing with the Stars. And he feels safe. He's only 15. And me reading those messages, I'm like, but sometimes I forget, I'm like, who am I? Seriously, who am I that people get inspired by me? Like, I don't take myself seriously as in, who am I? I was that little refugee boy. Even the book went #1, I was like, who paid to buy the book? It was so overwhelming. Do you know what I mean? It was so, like, why do you care about me? And then when I sit and realize, I'm like, oh my God, I've been through so much. Especially with kids now, I've been through so much. And I always said, if I succeeded, anybody can succeed. It's just my life being a roller coaster. And it's like this feather, I have this feather. I always discover I love peacocks. So when I designed this feather, it's all messed up kind of things. And then you see there's a gap. And that gap was kind of when I got my Belgian passport and I started living my life. So it was all broken. I was very scared. And this represents my life, that it's getting better. So it's possible, but you just have to be happy with yourself, because if you're not happy, I mean, again, it's easy for me to say because I'm very happy with myself, but you have to find the happiness in you, because if you don't have the happiness in you, you can't help anybody else. Yeah, I love myself in a good way. Lots of my friends, when they were going out, I was like, go to talk to that person. And sometimes when they do that first step, they felt so good. Sometimes they got rejected. Sometimes they didn't. But you know what? They were learning a lesson that it's not scary. It's not scary. It's like when the first time we threw Blake into the pool, literally I went, bro, I was like, no. I was like, Brian can't swim. I was like, what's worse can happen? I am here, in and out. And she loved it. She absolutely loved it. Encore, which means again. So again, if I didn't, she would be scared of the water. Let them decide for themselves. The water, let her enjoy the water. She loves it. We are learning. And we're going to learn. My mom said, she's 75 this year, 76, I think. She said, you will never stop learning until the day you're not part of this world. It's true. Nobody knows everything. I'm sorry. When people say I know everything, no. I always say there's a two type of intelligence. There's the book intelligence, Oxford, Harvard, whatever it is, and there's a street intelligence. I'm street smart. That's it. I never finished college. I never read lots of books, but I'm a street smart. I'm a survivor. Like Beyonce, I'm a survivor. Do you know what I mean? So I am a survivor. So that's why I said two type of intelligence. So you can read as many books as you want. Great. You have a knowledge of a different world, but I'm a street smart. If you put me in the jungle, I'll survive.
Absolutely. There are people with PhDs who couldn't tell you how they feel.
Thank you so much. See, people say to me, it's so weird with the life you had. How come you never seen a therapist? Because I said, I don't want a therapist. Again, it's for me. Again, I'm always refreshing. It's for me. I'm not telling you don't have to. My sister went through divorce. Sounds like therapist is work. But for me, I was like, I don't want to sit down in front of a therapist tell me what to do. I know exactly what I'm going to change. I know exactly what I need to do. Everybody's so different again. Now I will sit down with a finance person who tries to manage my money to make sure how I can become a millionaire. So that's a different story, maybe. But there's the things I don't know, When we did a documentary, we were not scared, but I was like, RTE never done that before, like surrogacy journey, gay. And it was so well received. We were praised with so many messages. It was so beautiful to see that. So beautiful. And also for me to sit on Irish television, as the first ever foreigner, non-English speaker, that never happened. I'm the first ever doing that as a live television. That was a massive risk for RT to take and Dancing with the Stars because they have like Americans or UK, English speakers. But I was the only one who is, English is my fifth language. So I love breaking or whatever the boundaries. But again, I'm doing it. I'm going with the flow. What I'm trying to say, whoever's listening to this, nothing worse can happen. Just try. Just try. Anything you want to do, just try. What's going to happen? I know sometimes, it's coming to finance, this and that, but like people say, oh, I can't, afford to do this, right? And what I will say, if you can't afford, can you go walk in the park to clear your head? It's free. And the amount of people told me like, oh my God, just go for walking in the park, have an ice cream. Arthur, you have no idea how much, it's been for my mindset. See, sometimes it's not about money or fame or success. No, it's about yourself. And as a parent, we need to stop listening to others and live your life and do. You can have help. Ask for help, please. Ask for help. But everything else, you're doing something right.
I like
your kids are breathing. Your kids are here. Your kids are loving you. Your kids are, they have a bed to sleep. Do you know how many kids they don't have? So be blessed, be happy, and stop complaining that your kids are driving you crazy. They will drive you crazy. My mother said, I'm 45 now, I'm driving her crazy. So we will always drive our parents crazy. So that would never change.
Absolutely right. If you have health, you have a bed, you have food, and you have a roof over your head, I think you're doing pretty good. I think
so true.
That's it. What are we doing? What are we talking about?
Totally.
Yeah. So true. I've been writing my gratitude list every morning, and it literally, without question, changes my morning every morning. Like the first thing I do is I just write down what I'm grateful for, and I go outside and like I see the birds, and I
love this.
It changes my mindset.
Yeah.
So I think that you have that naturally, and also through your life experience, you've just, because of everything that you've been through, it's given you this innate sense of gratitude. But yes, sometimes just doing that simple task of just writing the gratitude list,
100%.
every morning, and it makes a change. It does. And one thing I wanted to say too that I like is, when you're like, what do you have to lose? Just try. What do you have to lose? Just try. I like that also can be reflected in parenting because, as a parent, there's things that sometimes maybe because other parents are doing them, or, you're scared that your child, or you're not afraid. As a parent, if you feel something in your gut, just try it. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Like you said, have the kid try jumping in the pool. Have try putting the kid in daycare for a little while so that you can go do a creative project. Maybe the child's going to have a lot of fun. I love it. There. Maybe
and also meeting new friends. Imagine if you go somewhere new, you go to the park, you might meet new friends for you and your child. You don't know. Because if you don't go to that park, you might not meet someone. Like, I don't like when people saying, oh, I'm going to manifest and I'm going to have this in my life. I'm like, yeah, but you have to work for it. You can't just sit on the sofa and watch TV. Silence. Manifest, but work hard towards it, towards that goal. And everything you just said is true. Get out there and do it. You got nothing to lose. Yeah. I'm not saying put your house to sell and then buy a new car. I'm not saying that. Do you know what I mean? That's like extreme. There's so many other things you can do. There's like in parenting, I'm learning something new every day. Like I love my fashion. I'm dressing the girls. I know like I'm pushing too much because I love dressing them. But now suddenly Blake is that age when she just want to dress herself. She's
Wait, how old is Blake again?
She's going to be 3 1st of September. So, oh my God. I was like, where's my fashion? Where's my fashion going?
You prepare for what she's about to.
No, Shelly, I am not. I'm going with the flow, remember? But I've got and also I have the other one. So she's only 11 months. I can't fight. If she want to wear 5 tutu on her, which she did the other day, who am I to say no?
I have 2 children who are complete opposite. One of them is really into fashion, and the other one, she's graduating from elementary school this year in a couple of weeks. Oh God, she told me she wants, at her culmination, all the girls are going to be wearing dresses. She said, I want to wear jeans and a long sleeve t-shirt.
That's my girl.
Or just when we went to a funeral, she said, I am going to wear black pants and a button-up shirt. Like we got her one in the men's section, and she went to and so I mean.
But I love that.
We both love our fashion and our girly things, and she's herself. And I go,
oh my God, I love
wear
that.
whatever you want.
You know what? She's not hiding. She's herself, and she's not hiding. She's loving life. And who are we to tell her what to do? That's how she's feeling. That's how she's inspired. If she want to wear that, do it. Because, you will have, I've seen it with my own eyes. So many people say, don't do that. I don't want you to wear it. But why are you screaming? If they want to wear these wellies to go to, of course, schools are different because obviously you have certain school where you have to wear a uniform, things like that. But you explain your child, listen, wear your uniform to school. And then after that, whatever you want, get a happy medium. But if they want to wear something, stop fighting with the kids. Let them.
She told me, she said yesterday in the car, she said, Mom, can you believe that there are girls in my class, their parents are forcing them to wear a dress?
My God bless her. You see. But Cher, I think, okay, because you're also in showbiz, you've seen the beauty of art. So you're going with it. You understand this. But imagine how many people, they don't agree with that. Mm-hmm. And the kid is like already growing up like, I can't do that. If every time Blake starts doing something and I'm saying no, she'll be like, wait a minute, you say no to everything. So when is yes? She won't understand that. So you have to explain everything with you. Brian is also very good. Obviously, he's more articulated than me, but he explained everything to Blake. You can't do that. Like throwing food, it's a kid normal thing. And they say messy kid, happy kid, like it's when she eats now, before she was clean, now it's everywhere. Who cares? But then when she's in restaurant, happy dish, she's actually very clean. So explain that. There's a saying, house devil, and then outside like angel or whatever. So that's basically my child, Blake. But it's true, again, you're adapting to it. And if Blake want to wear 5 tutu on her, let to wear 5 tutus. I'm absolutely happy. It breaks my heart. I want fashion, but it's okay. It's okay. This is a different thing, different breaking heart. Because I love fashion, I love her to be like beautiful fashion and but it's okay, whatever. But thank God I'm doing her hair. Thank God she loves doing her hair. So she's not like pushing me away. But if she doesn't want me to do her hair, I'm never going to force her. So many times she doesn't want me to do her hair. So again, who am I to force her to do something? No. But in the eye of parenting, I'm so not educating my kids. I should be putting boundaries. No. I'm not going to listen to that. I'm sorry.
I'm so appreciative of everything that you're saying and everything that you're publicly saying and doing. Because, you do see a lot of people in the public eye that aren't able to be so outspoken and upfront in living in their truth. And you living in your truth in this way, it just allows for so many people to learn and to be inspired and to change ways that are not helpful. You're so amazing. I
Oh
mean,
my God, thank you. But everything you said is so true because me and Brian said everything you see on social media, that's exactly how we want to be perceived. We live our lives very transparent.
Creative Mamas Unplugged is produced by Breatheasy Productions with music by Jeremy Jurin. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to give my mama 5 stars and keep coming back. Thanks to us kids, there are plenty of stories to tell. And you are not alone. Bye for now.